Okay, we are looking at, in statistics, the data that is measuring can have different levels of measurement. Okay, so we end up with 4 levels of measurement. One we're going to call the nominal level. Nominal just means name level, and in this you can actually have categories or labels or names. So like an example here would be a zip code is at a nominal level of measurement. 21221 is not different from 21224 in any significant way. It's just a place where a measurement has been used to take place of a name. There's no way that things here can be used to arrange anything in any specific order. So there's no ordering that results from the nominal level of measurements. The second level is what we call the ordinal. And this is what order did things occur in. So like saying I came in first, second, third, so forth and so on, last. But this has a limitation. Okay, so like people are told that they came in first place, second place in a marathon, but ultimately we don't know how far apart first and second place are. So there's no like idea of a difference here. You cannot use ordinal measurement to calculate the difference between two places. So it is not that the difference between first and second place is the same as the difference between second and third place. So this will give you a ranking or an order, but not take into account how far apart these various places are. Okay, so this brings us to the third level of measurement, which is what we're going to call interval. And in this type of measurement, you can calculate differences. But there is no clear zero. So you can't calculate ratios. So things that would be, and this might be something like temperature, okay, in degrees Celsius or degrees Fahrenheit. The zero in these is somewhat arbitrary. If I am saying that today is 25 degrees Celsius and tomorrow it is 50 degrees Celsius. No, can't do that. That's way too high. Let's make it Fahrenheit because that makes this simpler. Today is 25 degrees Fahrenheit and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It does make sense that 50 minus 25 is 25. And we've seen an increase in 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So differences here matter. However, there's no clear zero. 0 degrees Fahrenheit doesn't mean that there's an absence of something. So ultimately, it's not correct to say that if I went from 25 to 50 degrees, that the temperature doubled. That doesn't make sense in this realm. So if I can't do something like that, I'm on the interval level because differences make sense. There's no clear natural zero, and I don't have an option for making ratios to say something is twice as much or 3 times as much or something like that. So the clearest example I can think of something like this where differences matter but there's no clear zero would be something like temperature. Okay, the fourth level of measurement is something that we're going to call the ratio level. And this is like, woohoo, we've got it, everything is working. Both differences and ratios make sense. There's a clear natural zero. So something like height. To say that somebody is 62 inches tall and somebody else is 51 inches tall, it is clear that there is a difference that can be computed here. 62 minus 51 would be an 11-inch difference. That difference means something. It's a little less than a foot. So that's clearly the case. If I have a box that is, let's say, 3 feet tall and another box that is 1 foot tall, it makes sense that there's a 2-foot difference between their heights. But it also makes sense to say that the 3-foot tall box is 3 times the 1-foot tall box. So that the 3-foot tall box is 3 times the height of the 1-foot tall box. And the reason why I can do this is because saying 0 feet means that it has no height. Its height extension does not exist. So in the case of height, there's a natural 0 feet, or 0 inches, or 0 centimeters, or 0 meters, whatever we want to use. And that allows me to create clear ratios and also clear differences. Okay, so let's summarize here. You have 4 levels of measurement. You have a nominal level, which essentially says that it's at the level of being names or labels, things like that. You have an ordinal level, where you can put things in order, but the distance between them is not clear. But we gain the level of ordering, where it's just names can happen in any order. We have an interval level, which is where differences mean something, but there's no clear 0. And finally, we have a ratio level, where both differences and ratios have meaning, and there is a clear 0, which reflects like an absence of something. Okay, so there you go. 4 levels of measurement.